Hello there, wait. What's this class trial that Monokuma mentions? Can Makoto sweep away the cloud of suspicion surrounding him? Even with a dead body laying in his bathroom? And what about the Blackened? Who's actually really responsible for this? Arasaka's death. So hello there, Internet. I am your host, J-Man. Welcome back to Let's Play Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. We left off. We started an investigation to find out who killed Sayaka. However, everybody thinks it's Makoto because Sayaka was killed in his room, even though we switched places. Unless it's an amnesiac thing. So basically, before we actually finally continue the class trial, we will go over what happened. So So basically, Sayaka was found in our room at 1:30 a.m. She was killed by the assailant, and via stab wound to the chest. That there was a bit of a fight throughout Makoto's room. We also had this golden sword that was from the gym. And had some gold plating over it. The replica was found from the distance. On the night of the murder, Sayaka and Makoto traded room keys. The victim discovered Makoto's key was found in Makoto's room. Sayaka originally wanted Makoto to switch her room and attempt to save for someone. They're gonna become frightened. All the guys have a toolkit. It remains unopened. There's no evidence ever being used. All of the male students claim that they don't use theirs either. Not a single hair found at the scene of the crime. In addition to the rollers, there. Sayaka's wrist was covered in some glittery stuff. In addition, she claimed. And there were a series of numbers that were written on Makoto's wall. 11037. As soon as she wrote the line, she was dying. There's some weird pattern with the ones though. Probably just me. Makoto's bathroom was not really great at being a good door. However, some dipshit basically cracked it open. I don't know what just happened. The lights went out. The TV just turned off. Sayaka in the room. It's then somebody switched the nameplate to Sayaka and Makoto. The kitchen in the dining hall has a set of kitchen knives apparently were missing. Hina also claimed that the knife was missing when she was on the room last night. And there's also a trash room that only one person can get into. The incinerator can be active via the machine. Hifumi was on cleaning duty. Claims as the incinerator. However, when Makoto checked up the incident, it was in fact on. Because of you. A burning piece of cloth was found in the incinerator trash room last night. And a pair of shirts that I was supposed to. And finally, this glass crystal ball that was likely used to throw it. It belonged to a hero who left it there by mistake. So now, we have to go. We have discussed everything there. Let's get this class trial on! All rise!
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the result. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened and the one that deceived everyone.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course.
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question? What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier. Friendship penetrates?
Don't even let this kid have sex.
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
Time begins to decide who the killer is. If I found anything I noticed, I have to. Because everyone's lives are on the line. It's your first non-stop debate. This is basically the key gameplay of this game. Basically, non-stop debate. There's those who carelessly seek one another without pause. However, those who lie to contradictions of leading statements, which means you'll have truth. Well, it's to refute anything to say. Yeah, in fact, the name Danganronpa actually is a bullet. Comes from the scalar mechanic because they're bullets. Bullets are Dangan, and Rampa means refute. So in other words, bullet refute. Any truth bullets you found below the cylinder. Use the left stick to aim and press the X button to fire. Pay attention to character statements unless the truth bullets blast the right ones. Now if you run out of time, you automatically fail. You press the plus button. Yeah, there it is. So
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sakamaizo.
And the murder took place in the photo's room.
In the bathroom.
So it seems most likely the killer must have taken her, but it didn't even have a chance to resist.
no, that's wrong.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember with the way things had been damaged. I think we can definitely assume
A struggle? Between who and who?
between Sayaka and the killer.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then
Come on,
she
give her
ran
a
to the
hug.
bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It should...
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
He determined what was used to kill Sayaka. God, I love this music.
So what was used to kill her?
Oh gosh, she sounded like Marge Simpson from The Simpsons, you know, the ones that constantly smokes all the time.
Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they...
No, it's wrong. No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost...
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder,
Yeah, sometimes
we
I'll
discovered that
accidentally
one of
skip
the
buttons.
knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach. And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
You're the worst Among Us players ever.
We can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal it.
You really believe that?
That's right, it's gotta be something weighing us line. Because I know damn well I'm not the killer. Let's learn a bit more about Nathan Bates. You can concentrate by holding on the R button. Okay, originally in the PSP original, this was actually just a skill. Oh yeah, so there's actually something I should bring up. So, when this game was coming out in Japan, there was like a special demo that was only released up there. Basically, to try and keep fans on its toes, the victim wasn't Sayaka, it was Yasuhiro. And while the killer sadly wasn't revealed, it was heavily implied to have been Hifumi, which, I'll be honest, would have been a much, much, much better altered timeline. I mean, it's already obvious that I do not like Hifumi very much. But, I don't hate Yasuhiro, but I do think he's one of the weaker characters in this game. Oh, God, how good this song was. Yeah, the guy who composed this also composed No More Heroes.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon.
But where
Oh, he also speed up the dialogue.
We did it in secret. Nobody was in the dining hall, and then he went and stabbed.
So he really did? Yes, we've reached the end. So I guess there's no question, but where does that get?
Makoto must have did it in secret.
No, it's wrong. Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
What? I want to get some tea for the kids to do outside here. And all that's still there. Well, I need my tea so I could. I guess what's my glass, eh? What is the code, eh? So you're saying the knife disappeared while you're drinking tea in the hall? Oh, yeah, eh? Yeah, I got it.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining room.
Oh, yeah, I don't think
correct?
I don't think I brought up last night. So the reason Makoto wears a hoodie was that originally the exploring the school sections were actually going to be in the third person.
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall.
Alright, for curious,
But I wasn't there
the
the
actress
entire
plays Tina as
time.
Cassandra Lee Morris.
In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together?
Don't you
And
dare
lying
insult
to
a fellow
protect each other?
Canadian.
Idiot swimmer girl?
Yeah, speaking of my weird obsession with Canada, the friend I was once friends with, because of my weird obsession with Canada, they, for the longest time, thought I was a Canadian guy living in America. I'm like, the whole time? I just thought that was the funniest thing ever.
Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become black?
So you ask, and so each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
Dear God.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together and they just didn't know about the rule?
Ugh, good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case! Oops, did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife. So I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife? Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall. No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else
Well, you're
prove
dying
that?
for this case?
I can.
That's right. Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed...
Actually, no. Because,
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room, so I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome!
It's a look at the school environment that day.
But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
He's just so Scottish, he's like,
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility.
Oh, yeah, that's true. One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because they're not here anymore.
so now here, what are you talking about?
Ayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
Sayaka? Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was...
I got it!
I did it.
Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went as she left. She said she just wanted...
And the person who took the knife was the victim herself.
I'm sure she just took it for some...
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was... In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
See? He did do it after all.
No, you're...
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction. You possess a most...
Damn it. If I don't do anything, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't I understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna
Hold
die.
on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say? Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something. And until we unravel that little mystery,
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
something was missing from the scene of the crime. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Your first Hangman's Gambit. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah, probably not here. Literally everybody in the fandom does not like Hangman's Gambit. You may use it to solve... Shaggy may stop cancer, but even he can't make this work. Something that should have been seen, but wasn't. Crucial point. All right. Yeah, basically, you have to. Okay, maybe I'll gaze right there, but
Now I understand.
it's more painful that.
That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
So, the culprit removed.
Yes. And why would I need to get rid of? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove. That makes sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do.
Yes,
Okay, then why wasn't there any...
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner.
Then, Makoto.
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the. Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the.
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember?
Yeah, I don't go further. The killer broke. All right, it's.
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely... See how the top part was unscrewed?
Oh, yeah, true. But what does it mean?
Oh yeah, you also can save, but
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door on his own? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you...
You still don't see. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded.
there's more remarks to like more. Where now you find weak spots growing. But no matter which weak spots, they're essentially all one line of what I'm saying is, all weak spots are necessarily false, but truth bullet wrong, and not only fail to repeat what they said, we also lower your trust her when it flits. Gage, remember, basically, yeah. If your influence gauge is basically your life, and if you
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran it, and they got into the bath. At that point, the killer hacked because Sayaka had locked
And finally,
to finish the job.
it was you, wasn't it? We already know the answer. The incident took place in Sayaka.
Yeah, I
was first
forgot.
attacked. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran it, and they got into the bathroom. At that point, the killer had it because some...
No, it's wrong.
I wonder why S64 hasn't done it with Mario was in Danganronpa yet. It's clear he's been a big fan of the series. I
The
mean,
reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' room.
he even like used it before like Danganronpa got really, really popular. I mean, he even like his Teletubbies guy is like a Monokuma onesie.
Yes. Yes. Now that you mention it.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck. Huh? What do you... My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can test...
Yup, true. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door, that's not lucky at all.
So the reason the door didn't open, but the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the...
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathroom.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important...
I got it! The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was?
And yet, he's absolutely...
Say what?
Well, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had... Which is what led to the misunderstanding.
Then there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their action.
Ultimately, we can't know if it came open by... The killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the...
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since...
That is...
So the killer would have to be...
Then Makoto could...
I'm gonna try to tell you all.
Then who did?
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
But what happens if we can't decide?
And
on
the
who
plus
the
ratio, no bitches.
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rule.
Majority rules? You really think that's a...
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously...
Does no one have any other thought? Oh, as a matter of fact, you don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Well, I was just wondering, how did the...
Yes. How did the killer...
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it...
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Oh yeah, I remember like one time I actually did play the game like briefly in Japanese, and I heard Leon's voice. I thought it sounded like Ekichi's voice in Japanese, and well, yes, I was right about Ekichi Persona 2. And while yes, I was right that Ekichi, his actor, does voice a character, it wasn't Leon he played. It was Taka.
Then maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Mize...
No, that can't be...
Oh! Trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone... Hello? Why exactly...
Here's no way to let Sayaka in because...
I got it! Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
Same for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, can't open the door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you. I don't look at it, otherwise by switching.
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door.
What if her being scared...
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
There's something I want to talk to you about. Us too. In 5 minutes, come to my room, okay? Check the nameplates, make sure you don't get in the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil.
So, she's a Phineas and Ferb fan.
And these are the words that appear.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows.
And Phineas and Ferb!
You're right. It can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room. Huh? Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, Or Sayaka, who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto.
No, I didn't.
Of course you didn't. Because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
No. Sayaka wrote it?
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure anyone even... And honestly, even if they did, Huh? Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then. Pay attention. Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Makoto?
Taking the note. The place they were asked, it specifically says, my room. I see. So it's... Then they would have gone to some... Exactly.
No, that's wrong. The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room and the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in...
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you.
Right?
Okay, then...
I got it! Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the name.
You can also infer as much from her note.
There's someone gonna talk in my room. Check nameplate.
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been...
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms.
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out. We know who did it. Whoever she invited over is the culprit.
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot.
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yet perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murders.
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break...
How the hell can you possibly know that's what broke her...
Are you not sure that he pulled her skull out and beat her to death with it? That's not physically possible. But that's what Sayaka was saying. That's not physically possible!
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen, there's something glittery there. It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from... You barely have to touch that stuff. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword. Right there on...
I see. And so the truth draws...
All right, then it's about...
I'm my room. Let's take a step. Be clear. These are the fate. Starting next time, you'll start letting more roof bullets into your cylinder. But just like the weak spots, only one of these can... I have to combine the right truth bullets. Press the L button, rotate the cylinder there. Okay, hold on the L button, let's take the bullet. By the way, if the logic difficulty is kind, fewer to the cylinder. For our purpose this time, they said to me, good luck, have fun! Alright.
When the fighting broke out,
The culprit, and that's when the first sword-based. No, that's wrong.
There we go.
Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword. Because the sword's sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut
Yeah, I
into
feel
it with
awkward
something
about being
sharp.
so quiet all the time.
Something sharp. You mean like the kitchen knife?
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation. But if you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out.
That's true. With the sheath on.
Okay, so how did the sheath get...
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed. In that situation, there wouldn't be any.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against...
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife...
I think I get it. So here's how it all... The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife, then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka so she grabbed the sword to defend herself. But then the culprit, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka.
What? How the hell can you not?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain.
Never have I the sword.
I got it! You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean. So I don't think she ever...
How can you know that?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do... In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has... It's safe to assume that's because there's really no way she could have picked it up.
Maybe she washed her hands.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why do you say that?
No,
I was like, oh, that's because regulation.
I got it! According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, my.
You're no different. You...
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
Insult!
Insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, the killer is the only... But hold on. If that's...
I got it! Sayaka?
But we already said that the.
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used.
Then the one who attacked...
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless.
No, far from it. She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assassin.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch. Maybe the reason was so that she could pin the crime on you.
Sayaka wanted...
That would also explain why she wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room, and by committing the murder there instead of her. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out. While if the target knew she had switched rooms,
So all that's why she switched the...
But doesn't that plan... For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell...
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft heart. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she...
Plus, she was the a totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more...
Wait, then... You're saying she had this all...
Holy shit!
but in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken. and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one.
Just hold on! Because...
Hey, hey! You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you...
Oh yeah, we gotta
Makoto, right now you just need to. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka,
Is it really all over? There's I found killed her. What can I do? Close. There's nothing left.
It's easy just to say,
Decide who did it, but they just don't...
No, it's wrong. There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying mess.
dining. Wait,
the dying message 11037, written in her own blood. There must be a clue.
Well, before we get too far, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
No question about who wrote that message.
I got it! Her left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. What the heck do those...
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What? What?
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1-1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there. So I was looking at it now. You could also...
Whoa. You might have finally just said something worth...
But even if that really is an N037, doesn't make any more sense.
Damn it. I said that.
Rotate the image 100.
Alright, let's spell something.
Oh my god.
I get it.
Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it.
So, whose name did she write?
Turn 180 degrees. It's the Aussie.
Here's my answer. The key to solving this mystery, if you turn it becomes the letters L-E-O-N, or more accurately, Leon.
What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence. It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
No, it's not random. She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were. And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
The evidence Leon tried to get rid of.
I got it! You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood and to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they isn't that right, Leon?
But is one scrap of fabric and
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it was.
You're right. That alone isn't enough.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answer.
Yeah, I think.
Meredith means it.
I got it! If you look closely at how the shirt was disposed of.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room. And obviously, you wouldn't be able to. You'd need the key to get in. And the one with the key was the person on clean. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of.
There's only others. Clean duty. That's not prove Leon is the real killer.
The key to the trash room.
Whoever was on cleaning it.
So the only one
Charge of the.
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator.
No, it's wrong. Hold on. I think I know how someone.
But if you can't get past the gate.
Yes, you.
What is it, some kind of glass ball?
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal.
But how would you...
The killer how you said it was.
I got it! The killer simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through. All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator.
Someone through a gap in the gate?
Remember what you said?
So, someone threw the incinerator on. Very strange. Let's hear last time up. Perhaps it was the work of a fairy.
Hifumi had the key. So the only way the incinerator was because the killer was able to hit the switch with once they got the incinerator going.
Hey, come on! What the hell is...
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually... The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left right. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been...
Wait, no, just...
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to... The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass. Could someone really do that?
That's right. There's no way. It'd be
Difficult.
Physically impossible.
Impossible?
Look how much a challenge killer is.
I got it! Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star.
Do you have any idea how stupid you...
A target 30 feet away would surely be lit.
You can't be serious. I'm not the killer! These goddamn shipper-brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
You still won't admit it? Makoto, go ahead and with that...
Listen to me! What the hell do you mean, end this?
Say what you want, Leon. But all... Now here's what happened.
Closing argument. Every case has one last element that'll bring the class trial to an end. This is the closing argument. In this phase, you'll get a complete summary of the case. You'll have to reproduce a flow of the events through a form of a comic book. However, you'll notice that the comic, their pace is missing. So you to complete the comic, provide troop panels. Also, if you aim at the A button, holy cow! Begin. It's like a... Alright.
Here's exactly what happened. I think I'd better take one more look back at the cave. Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. Enough from what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person. She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the But then something happened that she wasn't. They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room. During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka. And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen. Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran in. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily. Sayaka knew about that because I told her. But of course, the killer had no way. So instead, the killer forced the door open. And stepped. But with what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying mess to keep the killer from noticing. She wrote it on the wall behind. And with that, all her strength. With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying. First, they took off their shirt, which was. Then they took the lint roller in my room. They wanted to make sure they got rid of it. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash. They tried to burn the shirt, but the trash room was blocked off by. So they came up with a plan to use heat. The killer managed to throw the ball. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible. And that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball. The crystal ball, thrown with which then quickly rolled. Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine. But there was one.
He left his spoon.
Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire. The killer didn't notice this. Isn't that right, Leon? It would appear that Hero simply forgot. You went there to try and wash the blood out of your Seeing the ball, you thought of a.
So, Leon.
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories! You need evidence! Where's the evidence? Without evidence, it's all bullshit! It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge it!
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to pick Makoto. I believe you're...
I have evidence? Our first ball time about to begin. Sometimes during class trial, when your opponent simply won't want to hear what you have to say, have engagement in hard-head battle. Running battle, aka the B2B, by the way. During the B2B, you can destroy your opponent's last buttons of tempo, and then if damage, their weak spot. We move here. During a time, the X-Men moved down triple statement. Refute their statement, they'll be victorious. Alright, have fun.
When the killer removed the screws from the doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it. Instead, they must have used...
I refuse to acknowledge you! You're stupid! Stupid, 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 stupid! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lie! Shut up!
Step.
You kidding me? Not a chance! You lie! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! Where's your proof?
This should prove it.
Nani!
The screws on the bathroom doorknob. I wonder what kind of tool the killer used to remove.
I mean, it had to be a screwdriver.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had...
And that must be what he used. There aren't any other tools in it.
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were inside because...
Only the boys got toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed they're...
Okay, then whose toolkit?
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
It had to be their very own.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? The screwdriver will show...
Stupid, stupid!
And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
And let me say this right, I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
Stupid!
So, you have no rebuttal?
Then it would seem we are finished.
All right.
Looks like you've reached your verdict. You all have a lever in front of... Oh, just make triple sure you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be... Okay, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you... What's it gonna be?
And this game's winner is the Australian guy. Uh-oh, it looks like you got it right, everybody. The black in this case, the one that killed Saika, was no other than Leah Kawana.
Huh? Hey, hold on.
Leon, now did you really kill Saika? I don't believe it,
You son of a
Son of a-
bitch!
No, it's wrong with you.
I didn't have a choice.
You killed the kid.
So, that's why...
I killed it first.
None of you are any different!
We won't stand me standing here. This is a complete chance I would have blocked this.
It's just... unlucky. That's all. Hey! Come on!
Yeah, if mommy just assembled these, everything's been clear. The decision will be right after all. Honestly, I'm better off wrong. Because I came with the truth. The truth that Saika was trying to frame me. But even if that's true, I can't say she was wrong. For all, mastermind. So because of that video. Even I couldn't handle what I saw. It was her. I would have managed the video would actually do with me. I can't even imagine. Now trapped here, no way out. Probably wait for me.
Why?
I can't want to be stuck here. I wasn't even sure about her dreams, her friends. So something like that happened to them. Saika. I took the recharge training and meant to. Unpleasant. And so Saika, for friends, meant so much to her to betray me.
No matter what happens, please always be there for me.
I took first place. I guess I'll never know. Boy, howdy, your teenage is really terrifying, huh? When you try to kill someone because of our relationships, she must be really nice on the outside, but on the inside, she's said it's pure madness. What'd you say? I understand. We're good. Yep, yep. Despair, thanks to Yanka's betrayal. Yes. Oh, stop going around with us. It's your fault. I want you to my butt.
That's enough.
That's enough. As angry as I was, I could have with this. Here. With like iron, pure enough that it's
Calm down.
Oh, damn it! Hey, that was a close one. I thought you're gonna give me a good walloping. Barely avoided punishment. You did.
Yes, indeed.
How did some victims said I? But then, like it's Leo, come on, see his punishment.
Punishment? You mean wait a sec.
I didn't have a choice. I hate a killer.
Yeah, that's it.
I was protecting myself to hit a moment self-defense. Hold on, a second.
Is that okay?
How exactly was it self-defense? You were forced your way to the bathroom. Or did you not use your very own toolkit? After she'd shut herself in the bathroom, you went out of the way to head to your own room. Then you came all the way back, broke into the bathroom, and killed her.
Do you understand?
But any number of chances that would stop you from doing. They just thought to, because you had encountered a murder. Ah, stop. I heard enough of this.
Oh.
Are you sure you chose to leave? You killed your precious Sayaka, you understand? I can't say anyone was solely blamed, but of course didn't blame Sayaka either, because the one to blame is him. Swag, work for you. This would never happens like that. Or Leon. You should be fighting against the one who plays the big mastermind. Oh, you like your sense of justice.
Hey,
So there's no unethical or wavering justice. Shut up!
Grills, chill!
I'm begging you, please.
Hey.
Now we're begging no excuses with paying a penalty for breaking the rules. Society demands it!
Stop, please!
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For Leah Kuwata, the ultimate baseball player.
No, 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 no!
Let's give it everything we've got.
It's punishment time!
No!
Here it is. I. The 1,000 blows. Yep. Apparently in anime, they actually stop and like didn't show Leon the balls hitting him. Yep, he's dead. What we saw, that was a true face of despair. I mean, if we can't call it that, what else can we call it?
Extreme!
Man, my channel is popping right now. I think it's wrong. What's going on? I can't take this anymore. I can't take it.
Well?
If you don't like it, all you gotta do is swear to cut all ties to the outside world except living here forever. But if there's only a single one of you get on board with that,
Damn you!
man, fuck you. Why the fuck we're doing this evil shit like this?
What the heck?
Evil? You're like the guy some kind of dark secret society kind of guy.
Say what?
Renegade is a dark secret society type of bear. Why are you putting it up 6 says like me through the ghost of deal? It seems like you're using common sense.
Shit.
Piece of shit on the ground. Yeah, boy, this is a part about living forever.
Hey,
Thrills, chills, kills!
Hey, let's take his pleasure. We're all waiting for after all.
hey,
When you say everyone, who exactly are you referring to? Sorry, it's everything I say. I need to save some for the fun for later. I'm glad he was gone. Yeah, that's what's overwhelming white nightmare turned reality. Even after he was gone, we stood there unable to move. Actually, no, I think just that's scared. Scared of being alone. No one ever tried to speak. Their voice is dead.
just a second.
Makoto, can I ask you for a sec? Sure, the close what's for my ear.
Makoto.
Before I head back, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's about Saika, isn't it? I'm surprised you figured it out.
Listen,
I told you before this class trial began. It looked like you're a mystery case for yourself. You wanted to find out why Saika would betray me like that, won't you? Even though you crossed my mind, I feel like such a fool coming across like a target like that. Saika was meant to double cross you. That's a fact I can never change. But until the very end, I wasn't sure about her decision, that's why. As she lay dying, she was thinking of you. Thinking of me. She can't. But you can't just say something like that. There's no way. Only Saika would be sure of that.
however,
You know, in case you can infer everything. A final thought was if you could protect you. What?
so...
The fact that she used her last ounce of energy to leave a dying message proves it.
Certainly. Anyway,
But yeah, her hesitation attracted
Right.
failure. It's almost ironic you think about it. Why are you telling me this? Because you think you're...
correct.
No, I could try to carry my life. How could I possibly move past something like that? Leon, Saika, I'll carry them with me forever. Carry me right wherever I go. So instead of forgetting, I chose the hard road. So leave me right now.
Hey,
I'm psychic. What? Kid and King have pretty good intuition. Chapter 1, and well, that definitely was a interesting first trial. Oh yeah, those are actually their beta profiles, actually. What their beta designs looks like. And we get Bat. And with that, I must end the episode right here. Like, subscribe, all that smexy stuff. See ya.